Have you ever bitten off more than you could chew? Of course you have. It's part of being a car guy. And for some of us, biting off more than you could chew becomes a way of life, right? Because I'm not happy unless there's way more than I can handle. Like if 1 is good, 11 is even better, right? It's a cycle that keeps repeating through my life. And here we are again. So when I moved from the last shop to this one, I wanted to downsize everything. I wanted to downsize the shop and I wanted to downsize the fleet. So I got rid of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 motorcycles. I got rid of a few cars, a truck. Tried to simplify, break it down to like the important projects. Oh, that only lasts for so long, right? In the time that we've moved here, I've already replaced all of those things. And now I have to clean house again. Not so drastically, but it's time to downsize a bit. So, you're familiar with all of our regular projects. I keep going over them. But I've got this Barracuda, Scribbles the Cuda. All right, and I had the charger out this morning. I took it over to the Nashville Cars and Coffee. This poor car has not left my driveway since September. I took it to the Mo party. That's it, it's sat ever since. So I ran it over to the Cars and Coffee. Now for you people who are like, oh, the young people have no interest in cars, they don't care about this, you could not possibly be wrong. I just came from, like I said, the Nashville Cars and Coffee over at the Speedway. There were thousands of people there, young people. The vast majority were like under 30. At least 1,000 cars, probably more. And yeah, I know, they're into the racers, the tuners, that sort of stuff. But judging by the thumbs up and the looks that this car got as I drove through through the area, they love these cars too. They're just waiting for us geezers to drop dead so they can afford them. Right? Trust me, all of this stuff, our cars, the car culture and all of that, it's all in good hands. But that's besides the point. I took it out to Cars and Coffee. Now, of course, I didn't shoot any footage because I'm a terrible friggin' YouTuber, but I did shoot a couple of seconds of gratuitous drive-by with it. So, here. It was interesting, right? All right, so Scribbles. So here's the problem with this car, right? I bought this on a whim last year. I got rid of the Swinger and I just had money burning a hole in my pocket, so I picked this up. And we got some good video out of it. We got it up and running. It had a few problems. We sorted through those problems. The car really served its purpose as far as making video goes right after I got it. And then I had it all set, ran it back and forth to the house for a couple of weeks. So it was like my daily for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I parked it. And I says, I'll wait till the spring and then I'll see what I'm going to do with this thing. Well, here we are. It's the spring. And you know what? I have no plans for this. It's sitting here now. It's got a flat tire. It's got a dead battery. And it's in the process of becoming, obscured in the background. Kind of like the Moto Wrecker. And my 64, Mrs. Landy back there. Things that I haven't touched, right? Want to, the intention is there, but I have too many other things going on. And then of course there's my Roadrunners at the house. Every year at the beginning of the year, for as long as I'm doing this channel, I say, you know what, I'm gonna do, something's gonna happen with those Roadrunners this year. I got the 68 in the garage, I got the 73 in the driveway, and year after year after year, they just sit there and they deteriorate. I'm gonna do something with at least one of them this year. Hold me to that, right? So, Scribbles, I have no plans for it. Now, it's a running, driving, 3-teen automatic car. The engine's great, the transmission's great, the steering's great, the brakes are great. It's a good driver. It's rough, okay? It's got no floor pans. It has like quarter and silver dollar size rust holes all around it. The cowl is all rotted out. The interior is like Godzilla's playpen. It needs a lot of work. And if I was to go ahead and do this car, bring this car up to speed, you know, make it what I think it should be, okay, all I'm going to be doing is duplicating what I've already got with the Charger, which is just kind of like a, you know, a nice drivable, nothing too clean, nothing too exotic, but just a fun drivable classic Mopar. It's exactly what this car is. And while we did the body work on it, and we built the transmission, and we did all of that stuff last year at the shop, the old shop, there's still 1,000 loose ends that need to be covered on this car. The headlight doors don't work. None of the gauges work. None of the gauge lights work, the whole electroluminescent thing. The interior is a mess. This car needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of details. Hits the road great. I would jump on this thing right now and I would drive it anywhere on the planet without thinking twice about it. But it needs love. And it's not getting it. It just sits there parked. So how can I justify spending the time and the energy and the effort on Scribbles when I've already got cars that are what Scribbles would be in my mind? So I've decided to pass it off. I've been going back and forth with Dr. Art for the last, I don't know, the last couple of weeks, just brainstorming ideas what we could do with this car. And I was finally like, Dr. Art, tell you what, right? Just take this thing, bring it to your place, do whatever you're going to do with it, right? And then just like, you know, fill me in as we go along, okay? But just do whatever you want to do with it. Because I don't have the time, I don't have the inclination, I don't have the ambition or the incentive to really see this car through and do it justice, because it is a good car. It's got like external rust holes and stuff, but the frame rails are perfect. You know, structurally this car's got really good bones, but it's just all of the stuff around it that needs attention. And again, it has no real direction, because all I'll be doing is duplicating what I've already got here on the Charger and my 73 Roadrunner, because another one that's supposed to be just a driver, you know, just something not too crazy exotic, not too fancy, just a nice fun driver. How many of those cars do you need? I've got all these friggin' Jeeps too, for Christ's sake. 6 of them now, right? And now one of them has become a project, you know, Mad Maxine, which I actually have somebody who may be helping, a fellow YouTuber who may be wanting to get involved with that project. So that would be great. That would take a big burden off of me and allow me to focus on the cars, Bottle Rocket and Slaghammer and the Hindenburg. So we've decided to call the propane car the Hindenburg. We asked for viewers' suggestions on that. You guys came up with some really great ones, but the Hindenburg kind of sticks. Yeah, I know it's a hydrogen, but it's still a gas. I'm kind of paranoid of it. So the Hindenburg it is. So we've got those, Mad Maxine. I have some work to do on my black Jeep that's got to get done. I got to do the motor on the red Jeep that's behind me there now. Thinking about making an interesting swap, but just thinking about it, just contemplating it. Well, I'll talk about it more if it evolves. And then of course the cars that I have at the house, my Roadrunners. You know, I really want to do something with those cars. So to Dr. Art's, this goes. But now there's no real solid direction yet, right? He wants to do, he has some ideas. We've talked about them, what he wants to do with the car, but let's see what you guys would do with this thing. It's a running, driving, completely functional automobile. Once you put air in the tire and charge the battery, of course. Completely running, functional automobile. What would you guys do with this car if it was yours? Throw Dr. Art some suggestions, right? And let's see what gels. I do love the car. It looks really cool parked back to back, you know, nose to, you know, with the Charger, right? They make a nice pair. They're the 1960s fastback Mopars. But no, she's got to go. In the comments, give Dr. Art some direction on this. And I'm not abandoning it completely. I'm just handing it off to him. Here, do whatever you're going to do with it, and I'll follow. Of course, he'll cover it on his channel, Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab, but I'll check in on him from time to time, and we'll update the progress on the car as it goes along. So throw your suggestions in there. Tell him what you think you would do with it. And now, I have this. Now I'm torn. Okay, it's a beautiful spring day. I should be out on a motorcycle, but I have so much freaking odds and ends and loose ends that need to be covered here, working on these projects. more than I could chew. Always biting off more than I could chew. It's a way of life. I'll see you tomorrow.